Twitch is live. What about YouTube?
Go to visit channel. Alright, so we opened up a Magic Arena here for this stream, and it did the not responding reaction like it did the other day out of the clear blue in the middle of a game, and now it's having an error tantrum, so turn that down, please. So I'm not sure how long this is going to take. It's just going to have to take its course. Weird. It's updated. I don't use the PC app of this for anything other than streaming, really. Very rarely do I open it on anything but my phone. Not that they don't behave the same. Both apps are prone to just like unexplainable shutdown, and then error reports that you really can't fill out because they have no explanation. This stuff happens, but asset error, sure. It was just unresponsive for the second out of 2 tries, so. I mean, we can send the same repetitive reports through their contact system, but it never seems to manifest in actual repairs or corrections or anything that increases the playability and functionality of the apps on, again, either platform. And it's not like they haven't had time. This has been around for over 5 years. But it's still labeled as a beta, so that kind of, I guess, gives them free reign to pretend like it's always in development and never have to own up to those errors or make a proper update that corrects them. At least for a person who plays games, MOBA games like League of Legends and Smite and Pokemon Unite, when they bring their updates out, they fix the long-standing errors. Granted, they don't tend to address trolls, but you log your complaints and you take your wins and your losses. This kind of stuff is frustrating. Like, the only 2 complaints there ever really are with this game is that 1, it tends to frequently crash without explanation, and 2, there's zero griefing measures, zero anything to report any kind of player who's just abusing your time and theirs. Like, for all you know, a player could sit down, open up the game, start their hand, and just walk away until they know their timer's almost done, and then play a card and move on. And maybe that works for them, but they never have to consider the person on the other end. And you would think by this point, at least Wizards of the Coast would have considered the player on the other end who's maybe has like a half hour before they have to go do something important, and they thought they'd sneak one in because they enjoy it so much. Maybe, put a little smile on their face before they go about the rest of their day. And then instead what happens is they sit there and watch a player who couldn't care less play 1 card per 5 minutes and just drag that out entirely until they either choose or are forced to surrender, or they just, have zero interest or fun in the game itself. Those aren't the things that you want, and you would think that those aren't the things that a company cranking out this kind of content would want either. You would think we would be working harmoniously to try to further this thing and keep it rolling like a well-greased wheel. I guess this is why I don't do a business in America. Alright, so we got a good opening hand here. We're playing this prehistory deck I made the other day for brawls and fun. Built around the Tarask, who's a super expensive commander, but when he comes out, he gets a real... he really rewards you for the play, so... Didn't have any misgivings or second thoughts about making him the commander there. And then Instrument of the Bards is cool, too, because that helps you kind of get off the ground and start bringing things in where you otherwise might have been without the resources that you were looking for. We're going to keep it at 1 for now. There we go. Let's get a little bit of cycle in there. Cool. So that actually kind of helps. We want that land in our hand, but we also didn't want every draw for the next 4 turns to be land. So that little mill action there helps kind of actually push this along. Nothing but blockers over there right now, apparently. Let's let the counter on instrument go up to 2. Throw a land out. Throw a counter. Throw another land. And then in a turn or two, we'll have the options to cast the Symbiosis there. So that ought to help us get running too. In an all-green deck, it's not hard to use that life total as a resource like we said so. You can pay the 3 life on the turn timber side of it if you wanted to, but I think we're going to cast it for its full effect. So let's go ahead and not mess with that untapped green and black there. That might turn on some Death Touch or even worse. You know, anything that would get rid of our only blocker here. So they got mana. They're probably going to add black since they have 2 green. Oh, must be casting something pure green because you got no black to cast that Grekmon now. Ah, okay, that's a smart play, but what are you going to do with the remaining green? You're going to fake it. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, let's bump that up to 3, why not? Start with a couple smart plays. Let's get that guy in there. Let's play a land and give him a counter. Let's put the Mammoth out there and get a little more protection on our side. And wait and see what this Grakmaw does. Don't attack it because he's got to have some means, and you know he had a little extra mana to tap, so. It be what it do, and it do what it be. Oh, that's a nice play. Old Gnawbone. That's a nice play. He's got no mana, though, so... yeah, we're just going to block it. Yeah, and he's going to create the follow-up off the death, and then bring it back to his hand for something. If he doesn't bring it back to his hand, you got to figure he's got something in his hand that's going to bring it back. Oh, nope. He's interested in spending all his mana on the cast again, so we're going to decline that. Leave the counter count low. Not quite there yet, so let's go ahead and just reclaim the waste. Yep. Grab some land. Grab a shuffle. Cycle that deck right along. Boop. We're going to play a land and help out both of our boys there. And then what are we going to do? Well, we don't want to swing. That 7/7 is definitely going to stop a big swing. So we're just going to sit. We're going to have to eat his damage on our turn and let him make a bunch of money over there. So he's probably... yeah, that's a good choice. Now what are you going to destroy? Instrument of the Bard seems obvious, but it's really just a mask. Instrument of the Bards would be a lot cooler in this if most of our creatures were legendary, but they're not. It's Brawl on Arena, for crying out loud. You really can't just load up a deck with full of legendaries. Like the theme tends to take away from that. Alright, we wait. We let him do what he's going to do. And then we turn timber the next turn. Obviously, 7 damage in the air. That creates more tokens. And, of course, the commander creates more... well, he's more expensive again, but he's probably just going to cast the cost off the treasures and burn them all. All but 2. That's fine. We can block that guy a million times, and that's really not going to change anything. And the mana he's got there is now absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Let's actually just cast the Tarask and then attack with the Tarask and kill the Gnawbone. And the Rampaging Brontodon, who will get +8/+8. Good stuff. Enough of those treasure tokens. Now, it doesn't really matter who he blocks with in this instance, because that was really dumb. You might as well use 3 insects and block it to death. That was a fool's errand. We're going to continue to crush his basic stuff for the next quite a while. So, yeah, Death Touch, you funny. A 3... a 3... Nice populating. Nice populating. Yeah.
My fault. Package delivery.
Ma'am.
No. I just got the door.
Pen.
Expensive commander cost was hard to cast, but I really want to play that again and try to get it to pop off, so we're just going to go for it.
Same one. It's always going to be the same one. Oh, yeah, no, this
This is his route. He's going to deal with me every day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be
Deal with it or transfer, I guess. It's cool. They finally need to see me. Yeah, they need to finally see my face. Oh, we got an
instant surrender. Well, that's fun.
Kitty, my papa.
Hmm?
So you just had an instant surrender on his bad kitty, my papa. YouTube's like, so the person that just instant surrendered on you, his username was bad kitty, my papa.
I didn't see his username. I don't know how.
Yeah,
Oh, in the matchup screen.
yeah.
So he's just a douchebag that likes South Park. I like South Park, but I'm not that douchebag. Like, I'm not sure why you would surrender without even taking a mulligan. You would at least try to get a hand.
I don't understand that mentality. I don't even understand why you wouldn't at least mulligan once and try to play some cards. look for a chance, like, or admit that you suck as a deck builder and a player.
There's really no explainable excuse for it except that you just, I don't know, you don't trust yourself. You don't. I don't know. I don't know.
We got a good hand here. We got time to cast and keep casting. Don't really need to gain life yet, so we can probably use, if he doesn't destroy Lotus Cobra, we can probably use some bonus mana. Ashaya is a really cool commander. I like landfall, as you can see, so, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. I hope he's comfortable with the fact that Ashaya is in this deck, waiting to play off landfall. So, ooh, and there's our Glorious Sunrise. That's good stuff. We're one turn away from playing Glorious Sunrise, so let's do that. And then Old Growth Troll. That'll give us a nice big blocker. Got a nice big blocker. So, what do we want to do here? I don't really think I want to swing, but I think he's taking his time here for a reason. Like, not sure why though. My only thing is he might try to cast something, put a counter on it, untap it, and then beef it up so that it survives, and it'll get the Magecraft if he does. So we're just gonna not. We're not gonna fall into his trap.
That one mana there could have cast like a not a snake skin, I guess, but there's another 1-cost card that puts a 1/1 counter on it and untaps it, and we don't want that. So yeah, let's wait and see what he swings with, and then maybe we can do the same thing. I don't think he's going to swing. I think he sees the 4/4 and the untapped green and knows what's going to happen. Not sure what you're doing there, fella. Oh, yeah. Your stuff dies, my stuff dies, mine comes back. Thanks, bud. I needed that. That was good stuff. I knew Old Growth Troll was the right second turn play there. Gaining life is cool, but don't get ahead of yourself. Look at the totals right now. We've got so much time to gain health. Pop the Kazandu Nectar Pot. Hit him with a land, and boop, boop, boop. Let's throw a green on it. Let's just go ahead and, while we know that it's the best cast to make the Reclaim Kicker cast for all of our butter. Put all the butter on the bread. Grab 2 of these for us. Now, see, we have our play for next turn set up where we play Glorious Sunrise and then pop a couple of land. So we're going to not attack because he's going to want that Wandering Troubadour to stay, but I'm going to also want my bonus mana every turn. So nothing but build up right now. Yeah, he might have a destroy. We'll see. Ashaya is a good choice there, but and it'll trigger the Troubadour too because it counts as a land. But nope, not doing it there, bud. Hit me.
All right, let's go. Glorious Sunrise. Green. Alright, so he's gonna have to do something here. We're gonna pop another land this coming turn and hopefully bring out the Tarask right away. Luckily, his Brontodon has no haste, so we can choose it or Ashaya on the next turn when we play the Tarask to do a little clearing. We'll probably pick Brontodon because we don't want him to ever get a chance to swing. We don't want to eat a 12. We're going to eat the 10 because that's just fine. He's going to get the Venture from the Wandering Troubadour, which is fine. So far, he's early in there, so he's just scrying. He's got something in his hand that he hasn't been able to play yet or hasn't had the right moment to play. So, one way or the other, we're going to see that. Let's go ahead and pop that. Green it. Let's cast a full inscription. Let's put 2/1/1 counters on Cobra. Give us the life. And fight the Troubadour. See, and we gained all that life back. We're going to eat a big Brontodon swing here. And we'll block a Shia. But then the Tarask will come out and handle things for a turn or 2 or 3. The Ward 10. The Ward 10 is just gonna make him sad about things. If we have to use Glorious Sunrise to cast it, we will. He's going to swing everything. We're going to eat like 19 damage. Yeah, watch that Brontodon grow. Cool, so we used the Florahedron for a mana effect. So we're just going to eat the 17. Now here's where it gets fun. Now we lose. Too little, too late. God, that always seems to not pop off quick enough. It's got to be. We got to kind of like find a way to reduce cost. Find a way to reduce cost. In a straight up green deck, the only way I can think of to reduce cost is some artifacts. So let's just go ahead and open this up. Let's type in less. Not bad. So there's a few options. This is not that great. Walking Skyscraper is cool. With Vorinclex and all that other shit in there, Walking Skyscraper would be a good addition. Exponential growth. Fucking gross. Stegosaurus is in there. Eccentric Farmer can go. We don't have a whole lot of other. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of other reductions in green, so we're gonna have to deal with what we've got there. See if that brings anything up. Well, guess we covered that. Try that. Grafted growth could help. Could dial back the fucking creatures a bit. Alright, Scythe Cat can go too. Scythe Cat can go too. Skyclave will make some mana. Let's make room for grafted growth. Yeah, let's make room for grafted growth. This is cool. Spell Satchel's too much bullshit for this deck. This deck doesn't play a lot of instants like that. At least not. It's not reliant on them enough that the Spell Satchel's ever gonna really pop off. So we just got to deal with that, I guess. So let's go back and try again. Go to last played. Easy access. And we wait. And we wait. Yeah. There we go. There's a matchup. There's a matchup. I'm just gonna kick back and relax here. All right, that's kind of a crap opening hand. Although, after like 2 turns, you can start making Lair of the Hydra a creature. So I'm willing to chance that. Call me dumb. Call me dumb in my comments. Call me dumb to my face, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Whenever this guy decides he wants to actually play the game. Give him a couple weeks to decide to click keep or free mulligan. Body. Sometime today. And here you have the griefing we were discussing that gets to just be whatever it is that they feel like because there's zero restrictions on leaving anybody hang. So this is the way Wizards wants it because they won't fix it. They've had 5 years to do something about this and they ignore the requests. I've seen them in my own personal messages. I've seen them in comment threads on Twitter and on their website and on their Facebook page. But they ignore these complaints because it's not the priority. They're raking in cash off these card packs that they sell on here. And event tickets. Event gems. Play Lair of the Hydra right away. Nice. Oh, wolf time. That seems like fun. I do want to make wolves or werewolf deck, but I'm going to end up doing that physically on my table at home. Or with my like local groups before I do that on here, simply because I like being able to play the actual cards to do these things. So we're gonna take a ping for 3 right away, but let's just go ahead and play Replicating Ring and start making extra mana. Next turn we play a land, and then we play a Shia. Make them deal with that, and then we play Gigantosaurus the turn after. See, this hand went from, oh god, what am I going to do to, well, damn, what are they going to do? I reckon that, binding the old gods, you're going to get rid of my Replicating Ring. Well, that's fine. It's not the star of the show. So depending on card draw, we may have one of 2 plays to make this next turn, and one of them might just be to just fill up on land. Oh, that's a better play. Let's play Dormant Grove. We'll play this. He'll ignore it because he has to, and next turn we'll play a Shia. Make him do something. But see, after that, we'll play the Gigantosaurus if he tries to mess with a Shia, and it will force the transformation of the Dormant Grove. Nice plays. They seemed obvious. Oh, we're going to force the transformation to Dormant Grove right now. That's good stuff. Vigilance on the Gnarled Grove Strider recently converted. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to put Death Touch on it or something? Oh, you're just going to eat it. That's fine with me. Go ahead and eat that. Sorry about that. Sometimes you turn down certain things for your own preferences and forget that it was that way. So, my apologies, my fault. I hope the effects are coming through more clearly. Oh, what are you gonna do to it? Oh, bud, you think that's the decision, but it's not. It is not. See, we're just gonna have him destroy the things that he thinks are a big deal on the way to playing the Tarask, and then the Tarask is just gonna wreck that Seraph, and he's gonna have to forget it ever happened. Vorinclex, bitch. Your turn, bud. Alright. Big card play, of course. Oh, you cannot afford 3-drop.
There has to be an answer here.
Ooh. Ooh.
No. So we can't quite cast that the way we would like to yet. But we would like to cast our Gigantosaurus. We're just gonna skip turn. Vorinclex says every time you put a 1/1 counter out, you don't, opponent. You're gonna have to do 2 or more every time. That's okay, bud. Yeah, you gotta +1 it again because you're not ready to do that. And you also know that he would have to sacrifice his commander or his Sedgemoor Witch if he did the -3, so... Interesting to pass up on Sarit the Viper's Fang, which would do so much for everyone out there on his side of the field. You gotta figure there's a bigger, better, badder play over there. One. Sometime today, bud. Play it calm, play it smooth. Oh, but that wouldn't work for you, pal. You're gonna have to play this big bad Diagraph Rebirth for its flashback cost. So do something stupid. Go ahead, do something stupid. Yawn.
Good game, fella. Yeah. That's a risky take, taking an opening hand like that. Or, I don't know. Every matchup seems to go that way.
Don't need it. Destroying creatures is so specific in green, it's kind of annoying. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and throw this green dragon in there. Again, the amount of the specific nature of all of the destroy cards in green is kind of frustrating. Like it's all about flying, and then everything else is enchantments and artifacts, and that's annoying. But maybe we need to swap out what we've got. See, this enchantment stuff also covers a couple of creatures too, as you can see. So they fall into here, and we got to remember that. So in actuality, this should read as a 4 if we want to think about deck balance. So, and this as well, there's a creature there, so let's make that 3, 7, 14, 20. So we might want to dial back a little bit on the instant sorceries and so on and so forth. So let's start with the ones that cost us more. Exponential growth, we're going to want at some point. Some point that's either going to be a defensive save or a final blow. Unnatural growth is really great too. Glorious Sunrise. Fastwood Surge seems like just a late game power play that doesn't happen, so that's a nice one. That's an option.
Really running out of landfallers in there. Scoot Swarm is kind of like a hope beyond hope, so we can actually just kind of pop him out of there. It's too bad we couldn't find a scoop mob. Scoop mobs are delightful. Yeah, let's throw a I guess a Broken Wings in there. Yeah, because that gives us options. We could drop Scaly Heights. We have enough. Go get land options. Let's throw a Crushing Canopy in there too. Cool. So we've got some options for destroys there. We balanced out and slowed down the creature, the sorcery balance a little bit. Maybe we need to drop one entirely and just throw in a creature in its place. Something cheap and quick. Maybe that Elysian Carrot for mana into more mana potentially. Let's see if this. Okay, so none of the adapters are in there. I was just curious. We had an elf a couple of years back that adapt 3 and would then tap for 3 mana instead of 1. So never hurts to look and see what's still in the parameters of sets. Yeah, that's cool, but maybe not. See, there's the Stony Strength. That's the card we were talking about a few minutes ago.
See, now I like those, but we can probably live without the Nectar Pot. Lotus Cobra's the utility there. He's really bringing the mana, so... What the hell? Let's throw him in there. Let's see if he can... let's see if he can be useful in there. Skyclave can go. We'll put the Boon in. Boon and Boseiju. Hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, well... penalize me. And there's this guy, but you know what? It's not really that big a deal to throw him out there just to use him for mana. We've got other mana options. Let's see if this gets us any further down the road than the last go round. Huh. That'll be an even riskier turn than the last time around, I think. But, once again, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. You can't. Well, yes, you can. You can clearly see I'm smiling. Play us a forest. Yes, sir. Play us another. Next turn. Deep. Well. Come on, fella. You gotta have something. You can't tell me he doesn't have a single land. You don't proceed without a single land. And who really builds a deck that unbalanced that there's not a single land coming up in an opening hand? Like, it really takes some skill to draw 7 cards out of a possible 60 and not have any land in the hand. It seems beyond unlikely. Come on, fella. Behold, the griefing troll, MTG Arena's favorite player. Yeah, he's going to try to bring that back later. You don't just discard a Meat Hook Massacre. And you don't just start a game with that shitty of a hand. Like, dude, I'm not stupid. How many turns are you going to discard stuff until you go fetching it back? It's like he's sitting there with somebody that he wants to say, watch this. Like, watch this, I'm not going to play land until turn 5, and then I'm going to crush him. Let's go, Trader Joe. There is no way that hand is without land. No way. No way. Well, MTG Arena daytime dominated by trolls. Yeah, MTG Arena's favorite player type. Griefing trolls. I say that with confidence because they have yet to do anything about it. Absolutely nothing. And they don't even respond to those requests. Like, they don't say anything back, comment on it if it's in a public post, message you In response, they do nothing. And allow this to continue. You can screenshot it and send it to them, but it doesn't do any good. And what good is a screenshot of a timer? Like, these players are literally just wasting people's time. He's going to have to surrender after a third consecutive failed timeout. And that's the garbage you deal with playing Wizards of the Coast beta. Their 5-year-old beta. Worldwide. For-profit beta. I might even be wrong, actually. That 5 years might actually be an underestimation or a miscalculation in the lower range. They've been doing this for a while, and they have yet to install anything to counteract that regular multiple times per session griefer who simply got in there to make somebody miserable. But if they're putting cash in their pocket, they're not going to stop them. This is the same way that we've had these rolling conversations with the Pokemon Unite people on all of their platforms that they ignore about how their servers are dominated by trolls who are either throwing games by just refusing to be a teammate or throwing games by not participating at all. Now, in a one-on-one setting like this, you only have what that one other player does to react to play off of, or to engage. And what you end up with is empty 5 to 10 minute sessions of just nothing. And then, I mean, I'm sure Wizards of the Coast is making plenty of money off of this, because there are some high-profile players and players who just flat out are sitting on a pocket of cash that they don't care about spending. So you know they're making money off of it. But you'd like to figure that they're smart enough to calculate about the guy who's reserved about his spending, that plays these games. That's like, I'd love to participate in one of your live events, in one of your special events that you put on supposedly for all of us, but when I have regular interactions every time that I open the app that lead me to absolute wasted time that simply can't be described any other way, what motivation do you really think that creates? What motivation does that create? I'll be here. Got some ascending plays to go off of here. Green on green seems to be today's theme when players actually play. We'll start with our Lotus Cobra. If you Skyclave Pickaxe first turn, you either don't know what you're doing or are waiting for turn 3 to mean something on a 2-cost creature. Even still, you're going to be denying yourself the landfall of its initial play. Once it's equipped, you're going to have to put a third land out. Okay, that's cool. I like that. I respect that play. All right, fella. We're gonna make similar plays, okay? We're gonna pop that out there. Throw a green out. And then... So we'll get a free 2 damage pop. He's gonna equip... he's probably gonna play the land, equip the relic, and then move to combat. Because if he pays the two in a blue or a 2 and a green to equip it now, he taps the only available attacker. Granted, that 1/3 versus 2/2, he's not gonna wanna swing because it's gonna cause problems. Now that's cool. We'll give him that, but it doesn't change the play that we intend to make. So it's a pop, 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 back and forth festival of cav gunning right now. 2/2 this, 2/4 that, 2 damage here, 2 damage there. He's gained a little life, or we've gained a little life, and he's sacrificed a little, but he foretold a card over here, so there's got to be something that's about to come of it. Yeah, let's wait and see. That's fun. So slow plays that will lead to better mana flow leading into later creature turns. The old growth troll will attach to a forest when it's destroyed and then give it a double mana tap instead of a single green mana tap. And then we can get rid of it later and sacrifice it for a 4/4 green troll warrior. So it basically starts out as a troll warrior 4/4, turns into double mana for a land, can be brought back as what it originally was. There you go, bud. Hook me up with that mana, as I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I can play something that's gonna trigger the Dormant Grove instantly. Oh, good deal, good deal. That'll still help. So even though it dies, it adds a mana to the pool. And then he's gonna have to do some work to get rid of it. That's cool. Honestly, we probably should include Colossal Majesty in this deck for some card draw. So let's go ahead and do this. Boom. Dormant Grove, bitch. And the Vigilance to boot. Finally, we have a matchup. Colossal Majesty, a great card to help him stay in this matchup. I like that play. I think he's a couple mana off from playing the Gnawbone yet, but Esika's Chariot, that's really cool. Esika's Chariot. I just put that in a green deck yesterday. I like it. I like seeing the tokens even better. They got that like elegant forest kitty thing going on there, and that's just cool to look at. Sometimes the art is half of the attraction to the game. Well, I guess he knew that was the end of that. So we got 2 rough games before this, but an easy late game win there into Surrender. I guess a couple of those tweaks helped out, but also starting with a decent hand that evolved into a better hand turn by turn was really, really vital. Yeah, let's get another. What are the day's quests any damn way? I don't think I've paid a bit of attention to any of today's quests, so... Red and black, yeah, whatever. 45 creatures, sure. 25. Alright, so... we're gonna stick with that because, I'd like ideally, before I move on to another deck for the day, to break even with it. Go 2/2. And if we can pull that off here, I'll move on to something with some black in it, so we can try to tackle that remaining 3 casts that we need for that quest. Again, an interesting hand. And he's got a tricolored deck. He's probably gonna cast quickly if it's a Shin. Live with it. Live with it. 1 land draw and replicating ring comes out turn 3. So if we draw land between now and turn 3, we're golden. Absolutely golden. And then after that, we'll build off a Dormant Grove and a Shia. Disturb. Nice mechanic. There's the land we wanted, so we're well on our way. If we can keep drawing land for a couple more turns, that'll only work in our advantage. Because then, play a land every turn, play a replicating ring, turn 3, we'll be a mana ahead of the fight. Okay, let's do this. What do we got here? Cool. We can have him think that he's blocking into or attacking into a disturb. And if he has his mana spent at the time, we can use our Cemetery Prowler to exile it and stop it from using its disturb. So honestly, that Lunarch Veteran's disturb transformation effect will only sustain him further, and we don't need that. He's going to cast his commander, gain 1 life, and pop for 1. Oh yeah, clever, clever. Start with a Shia. Good deal. That'll make him have to work for some things, or cast cards that will stop him from using disturb. Or he might just play a creature and get a trigger of some kind. Right on. He's probably got something cheap and black in his hand to cast as an enchantment. Maybe well, probably not a Dreadhorde Invasion. That's not bad, so just keep gaining life. Yeah, you're not there yet, bud, so you're probably not going to swing, huh? Nothing that he has an attack trigger on it, so it kind of doesn't... The deck doesn't make sense to me thus far. You're going to have some kind of enchantment that leads to a trigger, so right now we're hoping to come out quick enough to at least pop off his Lunarch Veteran. You wonder if he wants to like swing anything and start making disturb casts, get the transformed effect. This is gonna be cool. Good deal. 3/2. 1/3. 3/4. His combined total power is 8. I don't think he's going to block a Shia, but we're going to take a chance on it since we've already converted the Grove Strider. And we know that we have things that are waiting to play off of his stuff. Dawnheart Geist is going to block, and that's cool. And then that's going to save our Shia until next turn. It doesn't have a disturb cost on it, so we know he's going to have to work harder if he wants to find a way to bring it back. Life gain. Still no life gain triggers besides his Lunarch Veteran, which is only based off of creature plays, so maybe we can goad him into blocking with something that has a disturb cost, and then just play that Cemetery Prowler and wreck it. Oh, okay, well, not sure what that does for your game speed, but I know what that does to my game speed, so good choice, but let's continue. 2 things in his graveyard. We're not concerned with that. Eat it. Nope, we're gonna eat it. Who do you think I am? Really? Walking Skyscraper was a cool addition. Because casting it now and seeing that hexproof on it is really great because it means that they're going to have to take it down with combat damage. Because I would never sacrifice it. I just wouldn't. So you can't exile it. You can't use abilities and spells on it. So what we're going to have to do is hit it somehow. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to keep playing cards one by one. Gonna make this a problem. The cool thing, if you get a good mana curve in a straight mono green deck, exclusively green deck, is that the big creatures you'll play, the high cost creatures that you'll play, will they'll just create sustain for you long term. So now he's probably gonna do that and sacrifice him and get rid of my Growth Strider, which I'm not gonna be too upset about because I don't need the vigilance as much as just the huge creatures. So, oh no, Shy is a 9 now. Shucks. Anything else? Anything else? We're gonna eat it. Hit me for 1. I don't need your disturb. I'm not gonna block 1 and contribute to that disturb cost. No thanks. Especially not when he's got the mana to recast it right away. No, we're gonna do different things. There you go. Cemetery Prowler. See, now you can come after Walking Skyscraper, which is fine. It's a nice distraction. The most important choice in terms of a destroy here for him would probably be Cemetery Prowler, because the last thing you want is Cemetery Prowler making the Brontodon or the Tarask cheaper. The last thing you want is cheaper creatures over here. Cool, I'll just tap it for land, for mana. I'll just tap it for mana. And then we'll attack with Cemetery Prowler. You need another one, buddy. You need another one. You need another one. Yeah, you need another one. And, I'm not gonna block. Nope. I'm gonna eat that one. Lol. That's great. That's what we wanted out of that. We have creatures that tap for mana here, so if a Shia can't attack, yeah, we're just gonna use it for mana. That's the spirit. And welcome to my choice of effects, Glorious Sunrise, basically giving me that Colossal Majesty type play. Bro, you better block it. That's 10 damage. You're going to want to block that. Good stuff. Last phase, play the land. And we've got our hexproof walking skyscraper. He's going to keep trying to pop for 1 there with that Lunarch veteran because he thinks at some point that it's going to matter to us enough to block it. Because he wants to cast that disturb cost, but for me, I don't care about 1 damage. I don't. Look at those creatures on the battlefield and then tell me that 1 damage means anything to me. Ooh, you gained a life, buddy. I'm going to hit you again. Alright, so I guess it's easy to get a little cocky when you're comfortably in the lead. We know that the Bloodfell Caves is going to be doing nothing this turn, and we also know if he swings the Lunarch veteran, thanks to the enchantment he put on Ashaya, we can block it and A, not eat the damage, but B, not kill the creature. So we'll get both desired effects out of something that he chose to do to us. So let's go ahead and pass and let him swing that 1/1, and we'll just block it with Ashaya. And then it'll be tapped. Ah, he knows. He figured out his own problem. He ruined his own effects chain.
Hold up. Come on now. How appropriate is that
That the app would freeze when I'm winning. That's twice in a single session that this went to not responding. Twice in a single session, less than 2 hours. This app has gone to not responding. The best thing to do? Kill it quick. End it. End it and reopen it. Because you'll never get there quickly if you wait for them. And that'll throw me right back in the same game if it's going to function. Yeah. And hopefully still be my turn. Which would be a real dirty, dirty trick. Dirty trick. Oh, look. Yeah, throw me back in. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable, Wizards. Get it together. Come on. That's better. Gonna need a full board wipe if you want to come back in this one, bud. Because Tarask will knock out your commander before combat every time. Nice. Cast the Disturb. He's been waiting all game for the Disturb, so bravo. Bravo, bud. You finally got that. You've been working on that for like 10 turns. Tough luck, fella. GG. See how now I come back to this game and I can't use my chat functions? And the game looks kind of pixely too. So I think we might have to, at the very least, reboot this game or play something else. This is dysfunctional today. Beyond dysfunctional. It again, it went straight to not responding on my first launch, and the delay we were dealing with when we went live first at 10:30 was because of its own errors and its need to resolve its own errors. So I'm not sure what you intend to do by exiling my hand. I'm going to win next turn. Yeah, see, I can't chat now. Wizards own shit messed up and forced me to deal with it, so...
Delightful.
A little bit of overkill, but that technical delay there by way of dysfunctional app again it made me want to just swing hard. Props to the guy for sticking around, casting everything that he could. But that deck finally popped off the way we were intending it for it to. So perseverance.
Persistence worked in our favor. So we'll change the color concept in our next game if we can get this to stay operational and functional.
Update came out.
Just this past week, so you would expect a little better function at this point. You know, they just again released an update. You know what we don't have is a black and red vampire brawler, so we'll have to go back one. Change the pro for the tab to brawl. There we go. So do that. Type vampire. So we gotta be red and black, because there's no tri-colored there. Cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard. So we would have to focus on that, but that's okay. We can do that too.
Yeah, let's base it off the blood tokens and work the other ones in there. So
We'll go back and type vampire again. Let's scroll over and check out the good ones now. We know we want Drawn of the Last Blood Chief. We'll take Death Priest because he'll contribute to multiple things. Too bad they don't have a bonus including bats as well. So let's go ahead and throw this socialite in because of the blood tokens. No. Although the warrior feeds the party effect, so does the rogue, and we want that counter option. Sengir is a classic.
Drawn as Silencer is a nice late game crush.
Blood tokens. Blood tokens.
Blood tokens.
Sanguine Statuette.
Cool.
some more blood tokens. Let's scroll all the way over. There we go.
Blood Tithe Harvester. How many creatures do we have in there? 12.
We're starting to get to the limit already because of the size of the deck that we're doing. Fucking Wrath Celebrants is cool.
We're going to have to go back and dial some of these back then, but what do we want? Immersturm, Voldaren, Zagreus. That's cool. The card draw is always cool, and then lifelink is cool too. Cool.
Cheap. Cool, so we've got a shitload of vampires in there. Let's go ahead and type blood. Go through and see. Yeah, this is always cool. Blood Fountain is cool. Blood Chief's Thirst. Yeah.
That's a cool card.
Blood Mage, not that big a deal. Yeah, blood tokens. Blood tokens.
And the lowest lost life draw card thing, you can play that off the other cards that
Reward you based off of if you lost life.
so you can like force the life loss and then force more card draw and more blood tokens.
That's fucking cool.
Pardon my French. I do curse a lot. But that's why I labeled this as adult content, because I don't want to lie to you. Sane. Cool. What's the land count in here? 1311. What's our average cost? 4 cards for 6, 5 cards for 5, 3 cards for 4. Average seems to be, yeah, 3 to 4 is our average cost, but we got 5 1 cost or less, 8 2 cost or less. So we have plenty of sustain early game. I'm willing to go give it a test run and see where I fucked up. So cancel that. Let's rename it. Let's just call it something that feels good. Hand of Blood. Again, not able to spell on camera. Alright, Hand of Blood. Yes, we want to save. We want to open this pack and see our shit. Samurai. I'll have to do a samurai theme here. Or even ninjutsu. I haven't done a ninjutsu theme deck at all, so maybe I should really get into that. But we'll create that for another day. So let's go ahead and hop back in here and try the new vampire theme. Well, the new vampire theme deck. The theme is far from new. Excellent. If you've been with us on any of our other shows while we're waiting here, we'll remind you that Wednesdays and Sunday nights we're streaming Moonlighter for a growing crowd that enjoys the game, so that's pretty damn cool. Fridays and Saturdays, Saturday nights we're streaming 2K22 on the Salt Mine for the
sports fans and the salt fans who love to see me shake my salt.
And then Monday afternoons we're playing live HeroClix and Commander week to week with our best buds. So yeah, the little reminder for y'all to come join us with that. How likely is that? First hand, 3 swamps, no mountains. Second hand, 3 mountains, no swamps. Just sticking a big ol' FU right in my face there. Let's go ahead and toss the silencer. It's the most expensive card in the hand.
Throw that out. Throw out the knife.
Turn 3, we should be able to...
Hopefully equip that to something. Not a lot going here so far, but...
see, that helps.
Next turn we'll create a blood token and bring out the Vampire. Back to a red. Toss out the guest.
At least with the 4 health there, we know that
If they want to use... Oh, nice. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Little D&D flavor land. That's really cool. If they want to use direct damage, they're going to have to use semi-expensive instant from the red library to do so. No blue mana, so... Cool. Cool. Good enough for me. So we'll hold off
for now. Yeah, we don't want to discard anything yet, so...
That's an interesting play. Tiamat, right on. Well, it looks like we're going to be playing a bunch of dragons, so... Ooh.
That's good timing on the draw there.
And we get rid of that.
Entirely. Right on. It just becomes a detail.
I think we wait till the end of the turn here. And then we sacrifice a blood token depending on what he does with that mana.
Still way too low in the mana count to cast the Tiamat. Renin 7, that's cool. Let's go ahead and... Now's a good time. Get rid of Falkenrath Celebrants. If we don't get it. That's what we wanted. So we got the land we need, and then we just destroy Renin 7 next turn with the Grizzly Ritual.
That's cool.
Power grows with tender.
Good deal.
So far, the blood token idea is nothing but productive. We just keep cranking out those blood tokens. He's one away from the commander cast, so right on. Bringing the Planeswalker back, gonna force me to kill it again in 2 turns. Wow. Not bad. Part of that patience, waiting and patience. And he'll make 9 treasure tokens and cast all those dragons, and that's gonna probably just be good game. Because I have nothing to wipe the board. Yep. Yep. I guess we gotta give that one away. There's nothing left to do in that one. The dragons, dragons are always hard to deal with. Dragons flood the board. You gotta know you're coming in against dragons, or dragons are 9 times out of 10 gonna crush you. And that gnawbone, that's pretty great. The creating treasures off of the damage. So, yeah, that's smart thinking. But not everybody's sitting on a Tiamat there, bud. Nice commander. I like the concept. I definitely know somebody who would love to play that deck. Absolutely trip over himself to play that deck. And if I could hand it to him, I would. If I could hand it to him, I would hand it to him right across my own table and throw down right then and there. Looks like green and black on the other side. We have early casts and land. Let's take this hand. Turn 2, turn 3. See, we have plans already. Cool, and we're getting a good land draw. So.
Nisso have Shadow of the House. Or Shadow of Logs, I guess. Either way, that Nissa's cool. Most Nissas are cool. Cool. This guy's about to ruin his, Oh, I fucked up. It's okay, I'll take the blood tokens. I'll still be able to take him out with the Blood Tithe Harvester unless he destroys it. So, that creature serves its purpose. I'd rather destroy something that's going to put counters on me than anything. Nope, we're not going to block that. Gonna eat those poison counters. Because that was about to cast some stuff that would make it a waste of our block. We come to our turn, we play the land. No blue, so that's cool. No counters, at least you know that. He's not gonna stop it. Enough with the poison counters. We don't need any of that. So you may be able to throw the land down and then throw the Nissa out, but that would be kind of dumb. Really? Oh, that cast was the vengeful child right there. I'm gonna kill your vampire and then I'm gonna quit. Good job, bud. Keep on coming. That's great. Oh, you win. I'm gonna kill your stuff and then leave. Snurf, snurf. Cool. So that was pretty easy. 1-1 already with a hilarious surrender. Hilarious surrender. Oh yeah, that was good stuff. Every opening hand in this deck seems to include this Grizzly Ritual. I'll run with it. We seem to have good land flow, and that Blood Chief's Thirst ought to save us if they play something that's like sustainably gross. Oh, that's cool. Definitely played an Azusa deck back a couple of years back. That was fun. X is 0, friend. Now the cool thing is that mana value is under 2, so when we take the time to play the Blood Chief's Thirst, it will be able to be cast for the cheap cost. So we'll be able to pop that thing with a single black and see what Florian can do with damage and a late ability. So, oh, that's really gonna piss him off. That's really gonna piss him off. Too bold, too soon. Way too bold. Let's wait and do damage. Well, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Here we go. We can find a way to make the celebrants come back later. Throw them in the graveyard. Let the Blood Chief come back for him later. So, let's see. We have something to cast at the beginning of the next turn. It'll put a blood token out, and then we'll be able to possibly destroy some stuff before it gets off the ground. So, add a little mana. Smart move. Cast for 4. Hilarious. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Will we get any blood tokens out? Just one. Just one. Is this the play, or is this the play? This is the play. So, let's just do that. And then pop our Blood Tithe Harvester to take out the Cobra. And then we've got 3 mana on the table here that we can use after we swing with Florian to try to get some free card play. So let's biff him for 3. First strike means nothing with no blocker, but I
I don't believe we threw any land on the table this turn, and the vampire's more expensive than our mana count would allow right now anyway, so let's go ahead and grab a land. Play the land. And play our Maid of Dishonor. More blood tokens, more vampires, more coinciding effects. So these guys are just going to keep working together, swing, and then play blood tokens, sacrifice. Yeah. Might just... Yeah, we might just have to do some dirty stuff. Ren and 7 again. That's 2 games in a row somebody's played the Ren and 7 Planeswalker
in a mono green or a green black.
I don't know that Ren 7 is going to be the answer here, though. If you play the land, it's not going to really matter that much. Like, you gain 1 life, but, oh, you gain 2 life.
See, and Weaver of Harmony's not really going to help all that much until you start copying abilities, but we'll take care of that. We'll take care of that. Throw Drana the Last Blood Chief out there. Here we go. Forced options.
You are either brave or foolish.
See, we need the land again, so we just take the land, play the land, and let's sacrifice a blood token. Discard belligerent guest.
See, you belligerent guess, you get tossed out anyway. So, you know, aptly named for the timing. Some pretty engaging games here so far today. Having a good time with it, despite the early trolls. But again, if you play online games, you're going to run into trolls, especially in stuff as huge as Magic. I mean, who are we kidding? Magic's worldwide. So this guy's going to have to do some work here. He's, what are you going to do? Are you going to copy that effect? No, you're going to have to do something else. See, we're going to make 2 lands into creatures, and I'm just going to ignore them. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore them.
That's a bad play right now, bud. You are hemorrhaging. You shouldn't have made that play. Like, good for you. You have an 11-10 land that is tapped. Too little, too late, bud.
Like, I was about to get more vampire power, more blood tokens, more options. Full swing there would have done, what, 4, 8, 9, 12 damage to his health total, because I might have pointed 1 at the Planeswalker just to get it off the board, so maybe we would have, what did it have, 3 on it? We would have pointed the 4/4 Drana Blood Chief at Ren and 7, cut it out, and then hit him straight for 8 with so many casting options at the end of turn, because then we're looking at the top 8 cards of our deck and picking 1 to cast. And I had spent no mana there, so you can see we would have been coming in with 6 mixed, 2 black, and 4 red available. So really almost anything that I might have seen in that 8 reveal would have been able to cast and worthy to cast in that moment. So, yeah, if you play the right concept and you put the right machine together, the wheels turn themselves. You just got to recognize what is a now play and what is a later play. Like, recognize what to save and what to spend, including their life total. That's a big deal. The other thing to remember is this game is huge. This game is broad and vast and intense. And as much as you're going to win, you're going to lose. Like, every player's going to lose. In Magic, every player's going to lose. And you're going to lose a lot, too. Like, even the best players lose a lot. Especially if you play a lot of people. Because everybody's got their own gimmick. Everybody's got their own concept. And everybody's got their own way of assembling it. Sure, you can take tips from pro deck builders, or you can sit down and read a little and think a little and throw a machine together. That's what draws people like me in. Sit down, think about it, read about it, put the machine together. And then watch the machine stomp all over shit. How can you argue with that? Solid work. Solid work. So this will be the last game of today's show, unless they surrender instantly, because we got 10 minutes left on our scheduled time. We don't see a lot of what. If you're a football fan or an Eagles fan, On the Road to Victory is live on YouTube right now with our pal Jay Smooth. It's a nice hand. I'm confident in the draws. And Delina Wild Mage, nice. That's a cool commander that will make some chaos out there. If you don't have blockers when Delina comes out to attack, you're dealing with some problems. She may load the battlefield up in a hurry.
Some filler goblins, some cheap shit to make shit. That's a nice early cast, but we'll
we're gonna want to cast stuff that we're comfortable with losing early, because that's red. There's direct damage cards in there that they're gonna cast. Put it back, cast it next turn. Chances are, with the zealotry of this guy's deck and the way he played the first 3 turns, he's going to want to use all this mana here to cast Delina again. So he's probably got a land in his hand right now. Yeah, bud. Play your land. Foretell. Play the card, fella. Come on. You foretell maybe later. Let's draw a card here. Let's wait and see if he's going to get his shit together sometime today. And then, no. We're not going to swing. We're going to make them play aggro. Because we've got a handful of vampires that can make some things happen in short succession and short bursts. What are you doing with that foretold card there, bud?
Okay. Okay. So now here's the question. Do you really want to sacrifice it?
Do you really want to sacrifice it? Because it's huge. And you wouldn't sacrifice this 10th Street Cadet. Because it'd be too risky. Good stuff.
Sweet.
That's just fine.
We're actually going to hold off a little bit because dude needs help, and I don't think he realizes that he screwed himself out of a guaranteed destroy there.
He's going to have to point it at something else more meaningful and then sacrifice the Doomscar.
Yeah, see, he put himself in a corner there by not taking advantage of the very first turn he had the option. Last turn, they were a 5-4, a 5-4, and a 2-1. If he sacrificed the Titan, he takes out my commander and forces me to rethink my next several turns. Instead, he did nothing and waited and wasted all the bonuses that he had a chance to turn against me. So, dude shot himself in the foot. That was kind of funny. That game lasted 5 minutes. We've got 4 minutes left, so we're gonna pop that out there one more time. Hopefully the player that we end up matched up against actually lets the game play. For Christ's sake, fella. Like, playing Magic online. Like, I know losing sucks, but again, we covered that. Like, everybody's gonna lose. That's just what this is. It's a game, you know? For every win, there's a loss. Interesting change in our opening hand compared to the last several. Let's go ahead and keep it. Cool. Disturb deck. Teferi, who slows the sunset. That's cool. Cool. So next turn, if we don't feel like it, we'll just pop the exact same ability. Yeah, fuck it. Pop a little lifelink, because he doesn't want to block with that. That Impassioned Orator is a huge effect for him in a chain. In a brawl deck like this, you know for a fact that somebody who put an Impassioned Orator in there either went apeshit on the gain life effects or just really needs creatures to bring him life. So let's see what we got here.
some serious work. Hoping to draw a land in the coming turn. If we do, nice. That makes things work out very well. So it seems like these life gainers are going to be doing a lot of work for him there, so we're just going to have to keep hitting him. He's going to have to decide if he wants to block or eat huge chunks of damage and get small amounts of life back. You got to expect a land play soon and the Teferi play as well. Lantern's Lift isn't going to be cast on either of them anytime soon, from what I would think. Yeah, you would think Teferi is the oh, very nice. Okay, very nice. I see. You want that +1/+1 there, and then nice swinging back. That's cool. Let's handle that. You want to take that 4? Do you want to take that 4, buddy? Hmm? Do you want to make a decision? There we go. I think he was bummed about playing that angel so early and losing it before he got the life total up to where it would get its other effect. Oh, isn't that delightful? Put one on that, and one hit me for 3. And I'll just gain life off of blood tokens. That was cool. Nice. That's a good play for next turn. He's going to have to start playing a little more conservatively over here. There's a good play.
Someone call for a hero? Second.
All right. And then I destroy your Teferi next turn. There we go, Teferi. Get on with you.
Meet again.
I would be upset about that if I was him. Because, well, that's, he's not ready to pay that cost. Flat out. He doesn't have the mana. He's behind for a couple of turns. I mean, that's cool. Pillar Drop Rescuer is a nice little help. Plus life gain, plus backup. But, yeah, we're going to ignore that all entirely. Let's see if he attacks with the 5/5, hoping to kill the Sengir Vampire. Because if he does, we have the Sengir Vampire to swing next turn and either hit for a direct 4 or hit something and get bigger. So we're just going to let him. Because it does nothing to us. Also that.
That was really helpful. There's almost no way that we don't get a blood token out of this. Sengir Vampire is going to be allowed to go unblocked, so we're going to hit for a straight up 8, 9 with the trample off of Belligerent Guest, get a free blood token in the process. Yeah, and we're just fine over here. We're just fine over here. Wait and see what cards he plays, and maybe we just do it the dirty way between the end of this turn and the beginning of the next one. Just sacrifice blood tokens and hit him for 2 life at a time. I wouldn't compare it to spending an entire game using Turgid's Lantern. So let's go ahead and do this. He forced my hand. That's the spirit, bud. Should have known that I was going to use the instant speed reaction to the Minimus containment. You're not gonna totally destroy my commander until I get everything out of it that I can. So, sorry about your luck, bud, but you just did the direct damage is too much to handle in that instance. Yay, Vampire deck. 1 loss, 3 wins. Blood for blood. Maybe we'll change the name. Pure destruction. Good stuff. So, we had a real solid run today. Lost a couple. One. I think twice as many as we lost today. So, can't ask for much more than that playing Magic. As always, the magic is all yours.